Hey, boys, it's so good to have you in. The Wiggles, they're here in the studio. Great to have you here. There's a doco, Hot Potato, the story of the Wiggles. It's a backstage pass that's been told of one of the great entertainment stories. Firstly, Greg, are you 30 years on? What a journey. And now the doco's out. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's incredible. It's really been interesting for us to look at the doco and see our lives sort of played back before our eyes from another perspective, because being on the inside of it felt very different. So watching it now, 30 years on, it's been a really good experience.
It's like, what, did we really do that?
Yeah, and for so long.
Yeah.
I remember I was living in England and you came on tour. Trying to get one of your tickets was so hard. And I said, I'm an Aussie. I was trying to get in through that way.
Yes.
And I ended up getting one of the balloons for the kids and that sort of stuff. My wife said the greatest babysitters of all time. Yeah. You blokes. I'm sure you've probably heard that all around the world.
Yeah, we really did. Like, lots of people have come up to us and said, I could only have a shower in the morning because of you guys. We just put the Wiggles on. You could go and do a few things and other things as well.
Or they're in the car humming along to a Wiggles song, and the baby's not even in the car.
Yeah, that had to happen. And a lot of the time, the kids have got up from the TV, and I'm just sitting there watching fruit salad. Yummy, yummy.
Did you ever anticipate that you would become so big when you started out? I mean, not only for the kids, but now for the adults. I mean, Triple J, I mean, you're just killing it.
No, we had no idea. When we first got together, we were preschool teachers, and we recorded this album of music for kids, and we thought that was it, really. We might do a few little shows, and then we'd just go back to teaching, and, just sort of built gradually. It was over a fairly long period, but, no one could have foreseen, the America, Triple J, all that sort of stuff. It's just crazy.
And my initial involvement, I thought I was just going to be down at the studio to play on the first tracks for a couple of hours, and it's taken like 3 decades.
It's so good.
Say, do you ever get sick of people saying, "Wake up, Jeff"? Because I know you're like one of my favourites, and obviously a lot of babysitting. Yeah, iconic. Babysitting my kids, you've really helped me out there, so thank you very much.
Look, I don't mind for really young children, for them to be able to wake me up. I embrace it.
He just doesn't like it when we did it backstage between shows.
When I'm really trying to sleep.
Years ago, Jeff would be on tour, and he'd hear back from his neighbours when he came back home that there'd be people driving by his house because people knew where he lived in up near Manly, and they'd be yelling out, "Wake up, Jeff!" And the neighbours would be going, "He's not even here."
1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and they're a little bit intoxicated.
Hey, Jeff, did you take a photograph every single day of the journey?
Yes. Since the year 1990, I decided up to that point I'd led a fairly interesting life, like with the cockroaches, and 10 years of the cockroaches. So I thought I'd do a photo diary where I'd remember things much more vividly. And as it turns out, you look back and you're wondering where, who, why those photos.
When you look at the photos, it's like,
it's incredible.
Where were we?
Yeah. So are those photos part of this doco, or will we see that in something else? Will there be a gallery where we'll be able to see the photos?
Those photos are part, like the first 10 years where I went down to the chemist shop to get the photos developed.
Yeah.
They're in the doco.
Fantastic.
And Greg, I just want to say, my little sister Hannah, she has Down syndrome, and she is obsessed with not only the Wiggles, but you, okay? She's got a photo of you next to her bed. It's a little bit creepy, but, we're rolling with it. Our good friend Jay Nelson actually got you to do a shout-out video for her point your fingers and do the twist.
I remember.
She has been watching that every day since you made it. So thank you very much for that. I'm sure you're
lovely.
Many people's fans.
I'm glad she's happy.
Hey, guys, you guys are obviously rock stars, but, one thing I can always remember is, like, Chris Rock, you had Shaq. Shaq was in... like absolute superstars of the world. You guys are up there, but they all love being around you as well.
Yeah, it's funny. It's when people are parents, they'll sort of do anything for their kids, and so we met lots of like big stars, but they came along with their kids, and like Shaq's got about 6 or 7 kids, I think,
that he knows of.
But he wore a red skivvy and came out. We did this whole routine when he was in Miami. We were playing at Miami Heat's arena that they play at, and Anthony's going, "Where's Murray? We can't see Murray anywhere." And he said, "Oh, there he is." And Shaq comes out in a red skivvy with the guitar doing Hot Potato.
So good.
But the best bit about it was that the next day on ESPN, because Shaq was injured at the time, he had a knee injury, and on ESPN they said, how injured can Shaq be if he's dancing with the Wiggles?
Yeah, that's what they do, don't they?
Tell us about sort of a moment that you can look back on and go, I can't believe I'm here. I can't believe the size of the crowd or whatever. I mean, Shaq's obviously a magical moment. Were there other moments for you guys?
Yeah, lots of those moments. It was quite an amazing journey. I mean, one that's really close to home is Carols in the Domain every year here in Sydney. To look out there and see 100,000 people, and when the candles get lit at night, that's just a spectacular feeling. And it's a pinch me moment. It's like, are we really here seeing this and experiencing this? But we've had lots of those, Muzz.
Yeah, another one that hit me was the first year we did the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in New York City 3 times.
Wow.
But the first time was sort of still early days in America, and some people in the crowd knew us, but it's just one of those weird moments where you're on a float going down Broadway in New York waving to the crowd. I never thought I'd be there. Yeah.
Mate, I've got to ask you guys, mate, I'm good mates with Anthony, the Blue Wiggle. I've been for a while. He loves his West Tigers.
He does.
His league.
All let's talk about is footy. We stay in contact. I've got to ask, away from obviously what you're doing now, what are you guys passionate away from? Is it sport, or is there other things that you like doing, or other teams that you support?
For me, it's just music. I play music all the time, and so just family and music.
For me, it's retiree stuff, gardening and cooking.
For me, it's cricket. I think I've played cricket with both you matches over the years.
You go okay too, just quietly.
I used to go all right, mate. The knees are a bit dodgy now, but apart from this now, my charity, Heart of the Nation, I like to raise awareness about CPR and AEDs. I spend a lot of time doing that.
Yeah, of course, and we know why. Tell everyone who doesn't know that we nearly lost you.
Yeah, look, it was nearly 4 years ago now. It was January 2020. The OGs were doing a concert to raise money for the bushfires, and I had a sudden cardiac arrest. My heart just suddenly stopped beating, and I was literally, my life was saved because people were able to do CPR, and there was an AED or defibrillator at the venue where we were. And, 10% survival rate from sudden cardiac arrest, 10%. I'm 1 in 10 to survive, and I don't think it's good enough. In 21st century Australia, we can do much better. So I'm on a mission.
No, exactly right. We'll get you to talk about that another time.
Yeah,
but of
thanks,
course, it's all about the Wiggles today. You can catch Hot Potato, the story of the Wiggles, on Amazon Prime Video tonight. Get amongst it. Didn't even get a chance to talk about the cockroaches. You played at my formal back in 1986. back in the day. But boys, it's an absolute pleasure. We're a little bit sort of starstruck here, but you don't probably quite realise how big a part of our life in such a positive way that you gave all of us and our children. So thank you very much, and you deserve every single success. Thanks for your time.
It's been our
Cheers,
pleasure.
mate.
Thank you.